The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the Morning Crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Friday.
I've created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating, when I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the brag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
Okay, let's do it. It is Friday. You made it. Thanks for being with us all week. We're here again to get you a little bit closer. Brian and Kenzie here on Q101. Give us that proof of life check-in, 312-591-8300. Friday, otherwise known as Christmas in Kenzie's eyes.
Yeah, baby.
We look forward so much. You move forward, and we'll see these conversations afterward. It's like, well, it's Friday, and then next week we got picnic, and the week after that's Lollapalooza, and then Riot Fest in September, and before you know it, it'll be Christmas. We just forget about Halloween and Thanksgiving. We're just ready for Christmas.
It's the end of the year. Isn't that crazy? It's the end of the year right now.
Still got a little bit of time. But summer does seem to be flying, and I don't feel like I've done it enough yet. I just feel like
I feel like I've done way too much.
Really?
I am so ready for fall because it's the opposite in our household where everything calms down after summer. And it's like, okay, my son's back in school because he's home 24/7 right now. And then the sports amps up. All that goes down, right? So it's like extra activities, and they're home the whole time. And there's more concerts and work events. It's like, oh my God. So it's like back in school, less concerts because it snows in October. All these things.
They can do shows indoors.
Oh, no, there's less of them.
There is less, but it's a busy year and so much going on. So, what do you got going on in your life today? Christmas, here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. What's happening with you? Got a lot coming up with the Lollapalooza tickets again, about an hour and 10 minutes away, 7:20. Lollapalooza VIP tickets for day one again. That will be Thursday night with Billie Eilish and Portugal the Man, among others, about 50 other bands. So that'll be coming up in Clash with Kenzie. But give us that check-in. What do you have going on? Calvin checking in. It's Friday, baby. I see you. Mandy's saying, I've been up for 24 hours, and All-American Rejects turned into the best friend hangs all night. I have no idea how I'm awake. Mandy. Yeah, All-American Rejects was out in Elk Grove Village doing a show at the...
Like a free show, I think, too.
Yeah, out to the Elk Grove Village Rotary Fest out there, if you were in attendance. A lot of people are on my timeline I saw that were out there for that. They just kind of snuck into town, did a freebie. So, right on. Love that, too. So check it.
A quickie, if you will.
Oh, quickie, nooner, either one. Yeah. So check in with us. Kevin just checked in. Christmas. It's basically Easter already then. If it's Christmas today. Yeah.
I had those baskets.
Yeah.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Got a lot of check-ins with what people are doing on Christmas, a.k.a. Friday in Kenzie's world. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Kevin checked in. My wife is a teacher, and my son is going into second grade today. Or not today, but he's going into second grade.
I think that's a little odd.
He wouldn't start second grade in July, right?
I think your wife's lying to you.
Going into second grade, plus a niece in college who lives with us. I love summer. This goes to your point about how you almost want summer over because all the stuff going on.
Oh, my God. It's so busy. It's so fun at the beginning because you come off of disgusting winter and it's dreary and you want all these activities. And then halfway through, you're like, I am falling apart. I feel like I'm put together with duct tape right now.
I love how Kevin finishes this. I'm unsympathetic to them since I'm always working. Yeah. I love to have summer vacation as a worker.
That is how I am, like, with my son and husband. When I come home and they've just been, like, turning up all day, and then they act like they've been busy. Like, I'll be like, why? I had to take them to the pool, and I had to do this. I'm like, okay, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Allie checked in also, saying that your relation to not only is it Christmas, but we're getting close to Halloween.
Oh, my God, I love Halloween.
So I wonder how many Barbies we'll see this year at Halloween.
There's going to be a lot.
There's going to be too many Barbies.
A lot of aerials too.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought I'd be the only person thinking to be the guy in the Squid Game characters. I looked it up, and then of course they were all sold out, so I didn't do Squid Game that year. I was a Costco lady.
It's kind of like a late take. It came out a year or two ago.
No, I mean when it was
not a new
when it was big. Not this year.
So last year you wanted to be a Squid Games person.
Even 2 years ago, right? Was Squid Game 2 years ago? I've lost all track of time.
I thought it was last year. When did you know what always tripped me up is seeing kids my son's age, so like 9-year-olds in these costumes and talking about the show, and I'm like, I don't think I would have let my 9-year-old watch Squid Games.
Yeah.
It was really a dark show.
Yeah, it started off happy.
When?
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah,
September 2021.
2 years ago. Yeah.
No way.
That was the Halloween of Squid Game that year.
Oh, God, everybody was that person. You thought that would be unique?
Yeah, I thought it would. It's a little behind on that one. So I was a Costco sample lady, and that was a bigger hit anyway.
You're like the people who show up as Harley Quinn. Like, I had no idea someone was going to do this.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We'll get to a fact that blows your mind very soon. Glass animals now, Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 coming up in moments at 6:30 here. A fact that makes your brain just go. And I'll start off with this, just to get us to the fact. For all our crew members out there, you check in at 312-591-8300. Are you married or do you want to get married? I'll have a special Chicago stat about marriage, and you're either in one club or the other, and maybe you're in a bigger club than you think, because both of us are married, so 100%. Well, I'm sorry, I forgot about Case the producer.
Not married.
Not married. And I think Case wants to get married. He's nodding his head from his little studio over there.
Is that just because your girlfriend wants to, though? Or are you you want to get married, no matter who it is?
Yeah. No matter who it is.
I don't mean it like that,
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying?
He's running in to defend his relationship now. He didn't plan on doing that this early.
I don't know, did you dream of being a husband?
Oh, I want to get wifed up. I'm super excited about the thought of just committing to one person.
Why?
It's just easier. I don't
Why?
I don't want to go on
but I'm
like a
just
date.
curious. You know
Well, I think people have kind of been trained from youth that you grow up, you get a job, you get married, you get a house in the burbs, you have a couple of kids, get a nice car, or a decent car anyway, and then you retire at 65, and that's it.
Oh my God, you destroyed my whole life. I hate it.
It's like it's almost Christmas right now in Kenzie's eyes. It's almost over.
I'm thinking about how that was almost none of your life until the last 4 years, Brian.
Yeah,
you really lived an alternate path.
I did not go that path, and I'm curious. I have a stat that will talk to you maybe in what your belief is about marriage coming up here in Chicago, but I'm just curious if you're married or you want to get married, either one.
I want to get married.
Yeah, or you don't want to get married, but you're okay just living with someone the rest of your life, or you're okay with the fourth category, just living alone the rest of your life.
You know what's funny is that I completely thought that I was going to be single until way later in life, and that I was going to adopt on my own in my 30s.
Yeah, people hate spending time with beautiful women. Of course, you would end up single for a very long time.
Oh, shut up. But I had to move a lot.
It was a compliment, by the way.
Well, it was a very sarcastic one. I meant because I had to move a lot for work.
Yeah.
Always. So a lot of times I was dating somebody and it moved.
Yeah.
And that just that never pans out great with the moving and the relocation.
We'll have this fact. You'll find out what category you're in specifically in Chicago coming up here in 5 minutes.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, time for a fact that makes your brain just go, and maybe it doesn't. I don't know. We'll see how it is. So there's 4 categories of all y'all out there, whether you're married, want to get married, want to stay single, or totally good at being alone. What was the 4th category? I said there was 4. So want to get married, don't want to get married, want to stay single. There's only 3, I guess. I said 4 like a few minutes ago.
You said 4 categories?
I thought it was 4 relationship categories. I'm just making them up as I go. Okay, so in Chicago, study was done. 41% of men and 52% of women think marriage is an outdated concept. And it's just dumb in that situation. Now, I'm married just 2 years. Kenzie's been married for 4 months, 3 months, 4 months.
Oh, we got married in April.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, though, so it's kind of like we were married all of April.
Yeah, now I waited a long time, and you were obviously younger, so you did it, in the 20s range, let's say.
Yes.
So I don't know what people feel. I can't tell people what to feel. You should do whatever makes you happy. I'm happy married. I didn't know how much, and it got even bigger the longer I went, especially during the pandemic. My love grew, if you will.
Well, my husband didn't want to get married until we met because he's in his 40s.
Yeah.
So he got married. I'm married in my 20s, but he got married in his 40s, and he was really content with being single.
Yeah.
He's just not. He's not a settler. He wants to do whatever he wants to do.
Right.
He likes what he likes, so he's like, I'm not gonna meet someone that's just nice and doesn't check all my boxes and get married.
Yeah.
And be with it, like, which is good because I think that would help eliminate divorce if people were more diligent about what they knew they needed.
Well, they always say more than half of marriage is like 52. Our boy Jonathan Merrill used to come on the show, great divorce lawyer in Chicago, and say, yeah, it's like he's seen some marriages last a day after people were together for a long time, or some last a long time, either way. By the way, the fourth category is just being happy living with someone. That was my fourth one. So not just, married,
Oh, like
unmarried.
want to be in a relationship but not married.
Yeah, which I think a lot of people do. And that's fine.
A lot of people.
For me, and I'm not saying you're locked in, but I just feel like it's another step you're taking in a relationship to say, I commit to you. That's just for me. I don't know anybody else. You can do what you want, whatever makes you happy.
Yeah,
You're like this team. You're a team together taking on the world.
I really wanted, with the whole kids scenario, I definitely wanted to be married.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you're willing to have children with me, but you're not willing to commit to me for life.
Yeah.
I didn't like that vibe. So if we're doing kids, then we're for sure doing marriage. But I was more on the fence about marriage than my husband, even though he hadn't been married yet and didn't want to. The first night we met, he's like, oh, we're getting married. And I'm like, you're a psychopath. I need you to stay away from me.
I've
Seriously.
got the ring in the car and a priest.
Settle down.
It's all set.
It's not even a date.
Come over here. Come
I
over
just
here.
met you.
It's not even a date. One of our girls checked in 773. My husband said he, just like your situation, knew he wanted me after a weekend of spending time with me. I truly did not want to be tied down. I think you hear about guys saying that. That's our, lady friend there of the show saying that too. And like you were saying that same deal.
Yeah.
I don't want to be tied down. But again, it just depends how you feel about it. I think I needed that extra little, okay, now I'm in this for life. This is it. And then this is who I want to be with. And I want to, thankfully, she wants to be with me.
I think it helps. Now, some people are good at taking it serious on their own. But I think even if they're just a boyfriend and girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
But I do think it helps certain people realize how that is really, really real. This is my wife, a lifelong commitment in front of people, in front of God. So that does change some people's perspective on it, and they need that.
It's still wild for me to go like, this is Megan, my wife. To say wife, it's weird. It's like, yeah, I got a wife.
I feel like a child playing house. I'm like, this is my husband and this is my house and these are my kids. Like, I feel so old. Like, it doesn't, but I don't feel like I'm allowed to say those things.
Yeah,
in my 20s.
Same.
I make certain decisions for my family that I don't think I should be allowed to make. I'm like, well, let me ask my mom first.
Yeah, let me do that. Also, remember, as Kevin reminded us, children are the gorilla glue of relationships.
Oh, they are.
Doesn't matter if
Everybody knows that it'll keep you together.
That's right. So it doesn't matter if you're married or single or you want to have a kid or not, as long as you're good people and you raise a kid right or you're good to each other. I don't know. I'm curious. 41% of men, 52% of women in Chicago think marriage is outdated.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, Gil Curtis headlines coming up here in about 4 minutes with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. An update from a story we talked about 2 days ago with that poor kid at the Taste of Antioch who was on the Moby Dick ride and the harness didn't keep him in there and he flew off. And as far as I know, the update on him is he's seriously hurt, but I think he's recovering. There's been no other updates on that part of it. The update is police seized the Moby Dick ride from the festival after they tried to move it and hide it, the ride.
They tried to hide the entire ride.
I would just love because it was in Taste of Antioch, but I believe it was moved to somewhere in Aurora in a storage facility. I don't know how you go down the highway with that thing to hide it. They claim
Why did they want to hide it?
Well, I think they claimed they were taking it to storage. I don't want to put, this is all alleged information. I'm not saying exactly what they're doing, but they put it away in storage pretty quick, the Moby Dick ride. But then the Antioch police have seized the Moby Dick thrill ride. days after it.
Probably a good call. It clearly needs some work.
They hunted it down, and because their investigation team, this was NBC5 actually, learned that the ride's manufacturers, Wisdom Rides, had previously issued safety alerts and service bulletins related to the Moby Dick ride, which operates under the name Moby Dick. According to the company's website, the most recent service bulletin was issued July 2019 for the Moby Dick and its sister rides named the Avalanche and the Seven Seas. The bulletin contained a subject line, lap bar inspection and repair procedure.
Oh my God, the exact thing that happened.
Which asked operators to perform the following inspection and repair, if needed, immediately. So it encouraged operators on both sides to work on that lap bar, which where the kid flew up and went out.
Oh my, well, that's why they tried to hide it.
Yeah.
Because they're in trouble.
Listen, it's terrible. This kid is so terrible. I just think it's funny that they put this thing on a tarp and drove it down like the Stevenson or wherever they were going to hide it or put it away. Like, let's get it away quick. And then the cops went to seize a ride. They went to go seize Moby Dick. Now they have it.
You know what's even more interesting? Is what year is it that the kids' theme ride is Moby Dick themed? Like, let's upgrade to like Jaws or something, bro.
Well, you're still going 50 years back. I mean, how about what's a movie that came out recently, a thrill movie you could make a ride after?
Is there one called like Deep Water or something?
Sharknado?
I do like Moby Dick.
Yeah, it's a little old.
My son would ask so many questions and then would be repeating the word Moby Dick over and over again all night, which would be a blast for me.
Hey, Mom, can we go on the Moby Dick ride?
Yeah, all night. All night. Pick a different title.
Also, I've never heard of police seizing a ride, but they take your beer and weed. They're always, they're just going to go back there and smoke it or drink it. Are the police using the ride now that they seized it? Are they just going, come on, guys, let's start it up and go?
Based on the pretense in which it was seized, I would guess they're not interested in going on the ride.
They're not using Moby Dick?
No.
That's too bad. If you had a ride hidden back somewhere, they're going to get on it. Even the risk of death and injury, they know what's going on. I don't know. That's what I think I would do. That's why I'm not a cop.
Test it out, see if it really happened.
I couldn't make the police force for these reasons because I would goof off too much. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lollapalooza VIP tickets coming up. About a half hour coming up at 7:10 to 7:20. And Clash with Kenzie VIP tickets for Thursday night for Lollapalooza.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And every day around this time, Gil Curtis comes in with your headlines of the last 12 hours.
This is not headline news. Harry and Meghan may separate. You know Harry and Meghan are annoying when even Harry and Meghan can't stand Harry and Meghan. Today is National Junk Food Day and National Be Someone Day. A lot of Americans combine them into National Be To Someone's Day. The Cure was able to have a financially successful tour while keeping ticket prices low. When other bands heard that, they said, "Thanks for blowing it for everybody." Yeah, shut up, stupid Cure. A huge American theme park is coming to Oklahoma. It'll be just like a regular theme park, except the signs will say, "You must be this fat to ride this ride." Joe Manganiello has filed for divorce from Sofia Vergara. Well, that must have been fun while it lasted, said me just now. This is not headline news.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.